Previously on Camp Survivor. In a game-changing twist, the next immunity challenge saw the tribe receive a shake-up. After coming last in the first stage of the challenge, Sarah and Liz were sent to Exile Beach until the next tribal council. The remaining survivors battled it out in a tricky two-stage race for immunity, and though Dylan got an early breakthrough,
he does! Dylan is the first to bring his key back!
The puzzle proved his undoing, and his older brother claimed the necklace.
Tom wins individual immunity.
Whilst Tom shared his breakfast reward with his tribe mates, Sarah and Liz had more to worry about than just the porridge.
I'm starting to get a little worried and a bit paranoid about the other chats that are happening with the people on the reward.
At tribal council, people scrabbled to control where the vote was going, and in a tight vote,
it's 2 votes Dylan, 2 votes Mitch, 2 votes Sean, 1 vote left.
Dylan's time in the game ran out.
Dylan, tribe has spoken.
6 are left. Who will be voted out next?
Alright, bring it in, guys. First things first. Tom, take it back. Thank you. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs. Alright, so this next challenge, you'll each be assigned to a different coloured board with 16 animal tiles. The same tiles you used for the charades game. You will then run through an obstacle course, through the gate, into the water, below the beam in the water, out of the water and below the 2 bars on the sand, and then there are 2 balance beams at the end. You must cross them. If you fall off the balance beam halfway, you go back to the start of the balance beam and go again. You will see them when you get there. Then you will check out the pattern of animals. There are 16 animals on that board at the end. You need to replicate them in the same order on this board. First person to get those animals in the correct order wins immunity. Safe from the vote. Alright, we'll draw for spots and get started. Drivers ready? Go! Sean first through the gate. It's a tight gate, into the water. Must go under that beam. Sean first out. Now you've got to go under the bars. Vivian hot on his tails. It's a low beam. Vivian knocks the bar out. He's got to put it back. The bars are coming out. We need crew members to hold them in. Under the bars. Sarah under the bars. There are shelves. It's hard. Vivian holds on the balance beam. Sean's having a look.
Yep.
Vivian makes it across. Vivian makes it across. Remember, you must give way to people coming. Liz falls off. Mitchell's across having a look. Tom waiting to go back. He's got to wait for either Sarah or Liz. No, he goes back for another look. Sean's on his way back. He's across the balance beam heading back to his first beam. Everyone's studying that board. Under the poles again, Sean goes. He's got a good lead on everyone. Tom's starting to come back across the balance beam. He's on his way back. He's got to get under those poles. Sean swimming through the water. He is flying ahead. Vivian's on her way back. No, she falls up the balance beam. She's got to go again. Sean heading back to the gate. Back through hasn't got any animals yet. He's still trying to find the right one. Vivian, lots of animals on. Sean's going back for another look. He's got 6 animals on the board, but are they right? Sarah, coming back slowly. She's made it back. Last one back to her board. Those animals must be all correct in the right order on that board. Every one of them. Sean heading back. Up to the Bellas beams. Tom's going back now. He needs another look. Sean's studying those pictures, trying to remember the order. Liz, lots of tiles on her board. Sarah, the bottom row in. Stop! Everybody stop! And Mitchell is correct! He wins immunity!
Wow. Dang, Mitchell, that was awesome.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Bring it back in, guys. Individual immunity is yours.
Thank you.
You are safe from the next vote at Tribal Council. You're not going home.
Thank you.
Everyone else, you've got to go back to camp and work out who is the next person being voted out of Camp Survivor. Grab your gear, head on out.
My name's appeared multiple times, it's expected, because I know there's been a target on my back from the get-go. Everyone seems to see me as a threat, which is why I haven't been pushing as hard in the challenges. That one I pushed hard, so I was hoping to get immunity on that one, but Mitch did amazingly well, so congrats to him. But honestly, I've been trying to get the target a little bit off my back, playing the lower key at this point in time, because I know they've been a target, and I have pushed hard in earlier challenges, which has scared people. But them knowing that I'm still a strong player and able to get some people to the end has kind of made strange alliances, to be honest, because people are now looking at who can be the final 2 and who can get the other person there, especially the not so strong players. They've been making suggestions which are interesting, and I'm not ruling out any of them at this point.
Alright, welcome once against the Tribal. Back down to the original 6 members on a tribe. First of all, here is the jury. Let's welcome them in. I'm Dylan, voted out last Tribal Council. Mitchell, amazing job with that last event. Never seen a memory like that. Congratulations. Tom, how does that leave the rest of the tribe feeling a bit like that? That's Mitchell's second immunity challenge, and it was a big win. How do you feel about that personally?
I have a lot of respect for Mitch. I thought there would definitely be 2. Like, we would go to look at a thing and we'd have to go back to the second thing. I didn't think anyone would be able to do it in one, so I feel like Mitch deserves all the snaps for doing that.
So with him winning 2, does that start to put him as a threat to your game, or do you see that as a challenge?
I haven't thought of it, because as soon as Mitch won immunity, I knew I wouldn't be voting for Mitch, so I haven't been considering that in the last half an hour or so.
Sarah, what was it like back at camp? People
After-
splitting off? People
I don't
together?
know. I feel like people were drying off. It was splitting off. There was a small moment where everyone, chose their own shower cubicle just to towel for a bit. But I don't know. Like we're all sort of just hanging around excited about tribal.
So how's the decision being made of who's going out tonight? Is it a unified decision again, or is it?
Oh, well, I think every time you say that, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Like, oh yeah, everyone. You can't have 6 people voting for the same person. Somebody's going to get it wrong, But I like to think I'm confident with what's
You think you know where the vote's going tonight?
Well, I'd like to think so.
I'd like to think so. Right, Liz, let's talk about this hierarchy again. Whereabouts do you see the hierarchy standing now? Has it changed the camp, or is it still certain people holding the most power and making more of the decisions?
I think it's constantly changing, which is really good. But it makes you worried because you might think that you're comfortable, but the next vote you could be going home, be voted out. So yeah, it's confusing. Yeah.
Sean, You've been right up there, sort of leading out of the challenges, big and strong. Do you think strength is a danger in this game or an asset coming into this sort of, 6 members left?
At this point, I'm re-evaluating because it hasn't worked. And yes, strength has definitely been on my mind, but it's put a big target on my back the whole game through, and I'm aware of that. So if I can help other people get ahead because I know I'm going to get out, then I will for the team's sake. So we'll see how we go.
Vivian, there was some talk a long time earlier about immunity idols and things. Do you think they're actually in the game at the moment and people have some, or do you think no one's got an immunity idol?
To be quite honest, I wouldn't know for sure, because people could potentially have an immunity idol. There have been plenty of people looking around for them. So I wouldn't exactly discount them from the game.
So Mitchell, if people might have immunity idols, does that change how people go about their vote? Knowing that if someone has an idol and plays it, that person is safe as well, so someone else could potentially go home. Does that change how people vote?
Yeah, so you can try and think of, maybe I'll vote for the person that doesn't have the idol, but will work with the person who has the idol. Or something like that. You can try and work around it, but then the problem still comes out, like how are you going to get that idol out of the game if it's not yours? Or, how do I make sure I'm not going to play this idol unnecessarily if it is yours? It's a very tricky thing to play right, an idol. You have to have a really good read on people, and people in this game don't always let themselves be easy to read.
Tom, if someone has an idol, do you think it's better to have them on your side and take them to the final three? Or do you think there's someone that's a major threat with that idol and needs to leave the game sooner?
I would not want to in the final three.
With someone with an idol?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Well, idols can't be played after the final four. Final four is the last time someone's played an idol if you have an idol.
Okay.
But, yeah,
In that case, I'd want to work with them and then get them to a final four and then get them to not, so they just lose the opportunity to play.
So once the option goes, you reckon you can work with that person, but then...
Work with that person until they can no longer use the idol.
Yeah, okay. Vivian, what's your thoughts on that? Do you reckon you work with the person, or do you reckon they become too much of a threat?
I think it depends on what the person is and what's going on in the game, and there's so many different factors in that, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Sarah, are you starting to get a picture of a final three in your head? The other two people you want to see in final three with you?
Yeah, well, I've narrowed it down to possible 5 people. That could be. I think they're strong contenders. Or, no. I'm not really sure. I think there are a lot of good options either way. I think everyone here has pros and cons of being in the final with you. So, I don't know. I'm still processing that one.
Sure. Liz, what about you? How does final three at the back of your mind function with your game at the moment? Well, there's still 6 of you here. Only 3 people will get to that final challenge, and then the winner of that gets to pick out the 2. How do you sort of work out, which alliances you make and break down?
Yeah, well, it's very difficult because everyone here is a threat in some way, and in a sense, there's no point in me trying to just throw out community threats because everyone here is better at challenges than me. So, it doesn't do anything for me. Which means that my idea of a final three might be different to some other people.
Sean, do you reckon you know how the vote's going tonight?
Like I said, his target's been put places for a long time. Could go anywhere.
Well, on that note, it is time to vote. Liz, you're up. votes. First vote. Sean. Second vote. Liz. Third vote. Sean. Fourth vote. Liz. It's 2 votes Sean, 2 votes Liz. Fifth vote. Liz. It's 2 votes Sean, 3 votes Liz, 1 vote left. Seventh person voted out of this game. Third member of our jury, Liz. You need to bring me your torch. Wow. Liz, the tribe has spoken.
Nice work, guys.
Time to go.
Yeah. See ya.
Alright, grab yourself, head on out. See you at the next challenge very shortly.
I am so shocked. I thought I might be gone, but only if Sean played an idol, then he'd vote for me. But for other people to vote me, I was just like, was not expecting that. It's kind of cool to be blindsided. It's kind of like a milestone in some way. But I'm interested to hear what the reasons were for voting me, because there are some reasons that they could have had, but some of those reasons are better than other ones. So whoever gives me the best reasoning might get my vote.